And with me here in the studio, it's a spokesman for Asue Ighodalo campaign. And of course, unnecessary right to this administration. Talk about the governor going on Baseki journey to welcome Odubai Shedrack.
Thank you very
Welcome
much,
to Edo. Decide.
Thank you very much.
Well, Saturday is the D-Day.
Yes.
So how are you feeling right now as a political party and of course an individual?
Yes, for me, I feel that those people are up to the task, and the campaign period has exposed us to the candidates. 17 candidates have presented themselves to be governor of Edo. And during the campaign period, we saw only 3 rise out of water. Perhaps we were able to make the necessary visibility and able to present manifestos that resonated with the people of Edo. And among those 3, if you look closely where you see that there's only one option, and then that option is Asue Ighodalo, and then the Osarodion Ogie of the People's Democratic Party. And that's what I believe Edo people must have come to a conclusion. And on September 21st, this coming Saturday, the people will go out in huge numbers. They will vote, they will stand on ground, they will defend their mandate. Because federal might is not an allocated number of votes deployed in favor of the perceived interests of the presidency. Federal might is the people, and the power in the people is more than the power of those in government. And we want to rise to the occasion. And they defend the votes, we vote, and then we are cosmopolitan enough to understand what the issues are. Everybody lives in this Nigerian nation state. We know exactly the challenges that bedevils us. We know how serious politics is in this our climb. And we'll not be making any mistake to vote with candidates who have the requisite capacity, the competence and character to deliver on the mandate. And that's why everybody will be voting for Asue Ighodalo.
All right, so what made you feel that he is the only one that will come at top?
For me, if you look very clearly at the other candidates, we have the major candidates nonetheless. We have that of the Labour Party and we have that of the APC. Speaking about the candidacy of the Labour Party, they featured a young man, Olumide Akpata, but I haven't evaluated very closely. This has been 25 years of unbroken democracy in Nigeria. And in that 25 years, only Edo Central has never produced a deputy governor. And in that 25 years, they only produced a governor for about a year and 3 months. And we're not looking at if for us, we all belong. Edo State stands on a tripod. There's Edo North, there's Edo South, there's Edo Central. These people have not committed any crime against Edo people. So let us give them an ample opportunity to also feed in their best, to see how fair they can have a shot at governance and also satisfy the requirement of fairness, equity, and justice so that everybody can belong to this member state. But the candidate of the Labour Party is from Edo South. Edo South have had governor for 16 years in that 25 years. And the other time they not had governor, they've had deputy governor. And that can a man just finish going, don't get yourself Baseki, just be running off for 8 years. And you say we should pass the baton to another man from Edo South, from the same local government of the governor, to continue from where he stopped.
But they are saying that they're not in the arrangement. The Labour Party just came to the scene not quite long ago.
Do they have another Edo State they want to govern? It is the same Edo State we have. Listen to me. The challenge is that it's not issue of it. So people have said that we are trying to reduce it to tribalism or ethnicity. Yeah. It's not tribalism. You are a father, I'm a father. We have 3 children in our homes. And perhaps one of the child appears to be bright, is always taking first in school. Do you now say that every good opportunity that comes to the home must be given to that child? No. For there to be some sense of belonging among all the children, opportunity that comes must go across all the children so that they will believe that they are members of this collective patrimony. And if they say the issue of zoning, Olumide Akpata, the best thing he has ever become since he was born was the NBA chairman. And he became NBA chairman because it was zoned to South. How can a man who had risen to that climax, using the power of zoning, fairness, and equity, now come around because he wants to be governor on the use of zoning or rotation as a principle of power sharing? It is noted on ground that is a principle that has been used to ensure that everybody, every ethnic group, the idea of saying let us ignore our ethnicity, we have gone beyond that. At this particular point in time in the Nigerian history, we are trying to understand our ethnicity so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, everybody can have a shot. See, it is not pedestrianism. When I say Iyamo, now what comes to your mind? When I say Iyamo, the village of Adansali Oshomole comes to your mind. You even know Iyamo because of Adansali Oshomole. When I say Iki, you don't nothing comes to your mind because Shedakudu, who sitting here before you, who comes from Iki, has not been anything meaningful. Believe me, whenever because of the meaningful, Iki will receive a new beam of light. If you look at the whole Edo Central contributes less than 10% to the GDP of the Edo State. If you remove Abu Saleh University, if you remove the Ewu Flower Mills, there is practically nothing left in Edo Central. And you want the people to be happy, having been a member of this state. So we want to give Edo Central an opportunity to know that their son is there and they have equal representation. All right. Even if you go beyond that, I've looked clearly at the candidate of the Labour Party. The man he has the intellectual capacity, he's brilliant nonetheless. He's a seasoned lawyer who has done well for himself. But the intellectualism of competence is not the only requirement. There is competence and there is character. For many people, see, it is not an issue of say Shedrack, you have to go personal. Personally, if a man presents himself to say he wants to be superintendent over the affairs of Edo people, the man's character must be evaluated. Because character is one of the major hindrances to both governance and leadership. Many of those who have worked with him, and I have many persons who have worked with him closely, they said that the man to a large extent also has anger problem. And anger to a large extent is also antithetical to both leadership and governance. And if we will go beyond that to say, okay, perhaps these are things that can be worked upon. The issue of, and this, we will agree with me that in a man's life, there's a stage it comes to, the choice of a mate becomes one of the most sensitive decisions he has to make. Because that will decide the next level of his life. Everybody has to make that choice at one material point in time. So for a man who has lived life, who has gone far and wide, and have risen to 50 years of age, and decides to pick a wife to spend the rest of his life with, and now picks a wife, gets married, and does not have 3 months, he points to one thing, that the man does not understand himself or cannot read the character of other people. If a man has not been able to manage his home successfully, if a man does not even have a home to manage, how can he now become a governor of Edo State to manage the collective patrimony of over 4 million people? The calculation is this: we are hoping that we will get a governor who will be able to organize and run Edo State as a family, and not a man who has not been able to put together a family at the age of 52. If he was a 35 years old man, we would say, okay, he has more time. If the man had not attempted marriage, we would say, okay, the man had not occupied, they're not prepared. Not the man who married. And see, whether you like it or not, it takes compassion, it takes discipline, it takes passion, it takes commitment to make any marriage work, irrespective of your choice of mate, how perfect or imperfect. It could always be good times and there will be bad times.
All right.
There will be high times, there will be bad. So if the man cannot coordinate a home, if the man cannot organize himself, now are we sure that the man can coordinate those things?
If you just joined us, this is a sponsored segment, so you just be in the know. As it stands right now, talking about Edo Central, they fielded, they fielded, to speak, more than 4 candidates for various political parties. We have the APC, we have some others under that, fielded some persons or 1 or 2 persons from Edo Central. Now, amongst all these persons, your candidate also been there, like one of them. Some are of the opinion that your candidate is not a homeboy. They are pointing at another candidate. That person is a homeboy because that issue is still on the ground. What would you say to clarify these gray areas about the homeboy thing still coming back to the picture?
A man who is a leading candidate in an election, who's conducted, the man is dangerously popular.
In a certain space.
Yeah, you know, in that Edo State, when you speak of the issue of homeboy, and I begin to ask, when you say a man is a homeboy, a homeboy simply means a man who is known. An area boy can be an homeboy. A homeboy does not speak to competence, does not speak to capacity, does not speak to exposure, does have no connotation to leadership or governance. Homeless is just a cliche term for a man who is seen around in the home repeatedly. And but at this material point, what we are looking for is a man who can take us from where we are to where we want to be. Not necessarily because a man is at home, he drinks from pepper soup, from one pepper to another, or engage in different pepper souping, that makes him a homeboy. Then when you look at the other candidates from Edo Central, if you want to narrow it down, it's okay, let us really achieve the issue of equity, fairness, and justice. When you go to Edo Central, the candidates other places are fielded are not half as competent as that of Asue Ighodalo. If you compare the man of the Monday Okpeboro, the candidates that they are fielded from APC, the man to a very large extent, the form is there. I've said it repeatedly. The form he filled in INEC is there. The WAEC result is submitted. The man failed from top to bottom. That's the highest qualification he submitted. When they asked him to fill his place of work, that's places he has worked, the man failed nil. That means the man is not pleased, he's not happy, he's not proud of anywhere he has worked. So for us, the candidate that the APC fielded for him does not have the intellectual capacity, whether you like it or not, to contribute meaningfully to the growth and development of Edo people. And it's not a mistake. APC first did the first primaries and they zoned it to Edo South. They now discovered that no, he cannot stand because of the principle of first. Then he did another one and practically went to handpick this man to become the candidate of the All Progressive Congress. That's to show you how important zoning is. Then secondly, they practically brought this man who to a large extent cannot preside. That man does not have a word of his own. Till now, the man has not been able to clearly articulate his plans and visions for Edo people. The man cannot stand and address an audience and not gaff. So the challenge was that APC deliberately picked such a man because that is the kind of man that the All Progressive Congress uses in governance. They first brought Buhari. Buhari to legislate was struggling with primacy certificate. I even came on air and said because we are suffered of the poverty and hardship that we wanted change, even if it's NEPA bill that Buhari had, let him come out and campaign. People were campaigning for Tinubu, but Buhari, they were saying all manner of things. When Buhari entered office, what happened? People told me, sir, you said you're going to do this, so you're going to. He said he never said so. That those comments were comments of some overzealous supporters. Buhari could not crystallize the manifesto, could not speak to people. Today we see a repetition. He brought to Pueblo. Pueblo, as at now, does not have a manifesto. The man cannot sit to crystallize and tell the people what exactly he wants to offer. So when that man becomes governor, how do you now hold him accountable? A man who wants to campaign and present himself to the people, he's not speaking to the people. And you believe that when the man becomes governor, will speak to the people? The man is a deliberate tool by the All Progressive Congress to truncate the life of the Edo people. If you go beyond that, the All Progressive Congress, what are they known for? Every political party has a manifesto. And the manifesto is national in outlook. If you look at what the All Progressive Congress have brought to Nigeria, has been nothing but poverty and untold hardship. Right from the days of President Muhammadu Buhari, when they grabbed power from the People's Democratic Party, from Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, who willingly gave them power to say, okay, if the people want to go this direction, let them head that direction. And after Buhari did his 8 years, we saw that the people, see, no matter how bad, they proved to us. Now, no matter how bad your situation is, it can actually be made worse. And today, Nigerians are bleeding through their nose. Even the simple resources that God has blessed us with, petroleum. How can a federal government who has 4 major refineries be celebrating an individual who has just done 1 refinery?
All right. Now let's take a look at the demography. You get to realize that the large chunk of voters are in Edo South. And of course, the greater percentage also from Edo North and from where your candidate hails from, the least percentage. As someone saying by demographic calculation, your candidate is not popular in the North, that you guys are going to drag Edo Central. And of course, for Edo South, there will be sharing of votes, and that might impede in the success rate of your own candidate. What do you have to say about this hypothesis?
When you speak of first of all, I want to shatter the one from Edo South. Edo voters in Edo South, they are majorly cosmopolitan, they are educated and they are elected. The Edo South voters, they need not to be led by the nose to say they are PDP or they are APC. As at that first, the Labour Party won, swept Edo South the last election. Not because they were partisan politicians, but because they understood the imperativeness of politics and the need for us to put a leader that has the requisite competence and character. A man who has built something outside of governance. A man who is not corrupt. A man who has exposure, who has intellect. A man who satisfies the requirement of fairness, equity, and justice, which was all found in Peter Gregory Obi in the 2023 general election. And that's why the people of Edo South went that way. Today, the People's Democratic Party affiliated a candidate that satisfies the same requirement, including a requirement of fairness, equity, and justice, that has the requisite competence and character. A man who has led in different parastatals, who are proving to have the capacity to manage both man and resources to prosperity in the person of Asue Ighodalo, who has presented his manifesto, a robust one, and has moved from the crooks and crannies, the creek and credits of Edo State to sell his manifesto to the people. A man who is popular is now on the ballot. And so those majority of voters in Edo South who understand the affairs of governance, who know that at this particular point in time we need to put somebody who is competent, who has the capacity, they will sway and vote for the personality of what? Of Asue Ighodalo. And that idea to say they are obedient. I dare to say that obedience is not, they are not members of the Labour Party. The obedient movement are a group of fiercely loyal voters who are dedicated to bringing home the dividends of democracy, who take their time to exchange the best candidate and they vote. They are independent-minded voters. Peter Obi has even said that the obedient movement is beyond him and beyond the party. And that's why we see together, there's obedient movement for AI. Even the renowned followers of Peter Obi have even come out to public domain to say Peter Obi supports and endorses the candidacy of Asue Ighodalo. And many of them have pulled out of the Labour Party to support Asue Ighodalo. So Asue Ighodalo will win over 1 million here in Edo South because the people understand that they need a man that can lead to actually lead them against any pedestrian opinion. If you go to Edo Central, when you talk about the issue of popularity, you are only popular for something. A man cannot be popular for gaffing. A man cannot be popular for incompetence. A man cannot be popular for not having the capacity to lead. A man cannot be popular for not being able to express his ideas, and you call that popularity. That is popularity that will take it down, because anytime the candidate of the APC opens his mouth to talk, it's as though he's campaigning for Asue Ighodalo. And that's my challenge. So when you say the man is popular, all he has is his man is infamous. That's the word. He's infamous. The true one who has true popularity in Edo Central is the candidate of Asue. And I can bet you, take it to the bank, Asue Ighodalo will deliver meritoriously in Edo South, in Edo Central. If you go to Edo North, I am one of the principal stakeholders in Edo North. I am from Onwa East. And as I speak to you now, in that local government, there's no doubt that the APC appears to have some level of leverage there because of the 3 circles. Because Adam Sali Oshomole, while he was governor, attracted so much development and power to the people of Esako, East, West, and Central. and gave them a new light of hope. And that's why everyone was running for senator, they all came out and voted for him because the man represented them and attracted development to that area. That one is statutory. So I know to a large extent they will find sympathy, but we rest assured that for the first time in a long while, both the candidates and the running mates of both the APC and the PDP are not from Edo North. Edo North would have voted massively. APC would have gotten votes if the candidate brought was from Mesako. And that's the magic they've been using. They've been bringing candidates from Mesako, either the governor or the deputy governor, to ensure that many of them are ethnic in outlook. When they say he's our brother, they go there, they speak the language and say this man is our brother. Today, the brother factor is out and dead on arrival because both candidates and the deputy are from Edo South. So the people from Edo North who are now buying fuel for 1,200, who have been exposed to insecurity, who can no longer go to their farms to carry out their regular disease, who are now struggling through their noses to buy food item and transport or commonly just live their life, whose children are now being bedeviled by unemployment, will not look the way of APC because they know that that party is sworn to destroy their affairs and damage their livelihood. They will now go for the man that can bring and attract prosperity to them, irrespective of that brother affiliation. For me, Akoko Edo is already in the bag for PDP. What we are doing is to ensure they're able to capture no less than 2 local governments in the Esakos. And we have targeted Esako Central, and Esako West. And on 21st September, what we are always scared of is the way and manner they threaten hell and brimstone to bring down the machinations of federal minds. They want to use the security apparatus of the federal government to bully voters.
Hold on now, before we get to that aspect. You talked about insecurity. You understand that it's well known that the number one citizen, the number one chief security officer of every state is the governor. Don't you think that that comment you made is indicting this administration?
Thank you very much. I will support that. The chief security of Edo State is the governor. And the governor had put in material, man, and resources by empowering the vigilantes. Edo State now has boast of one of the most robust local security apparatus in the whole of South Nigeria. And that man has put in place to ensure that we checkmate the irregular activities of cattle rustlers and also the issue of criminality that's taking place, kidnapping across the region. But does it control the police? No. Does it control the army? No. Does it control the military? All the statutory security officers, that the security paraphernalias, that is known by law, is not being controlled by the state government. He has no right. If he gives an instruction to the commissioner of police, the commissioner of police will only move to it if he thinks or feels it's good. The ultimate instruction comes from Abuja. It's being run. The police of the policing system of Nigeria is unitary. That is to say, there's one man in Abuja who gives instruction down the line, and they all obey.
So what will your campaign do differently right now in terms of security?
In his fifth manifesto, he has brought out a elaborate the pathway to prosperity. That's in the fifth. He says law and order. He had promised that he will put in place the most elaborate security architecture in the whole of Nigeria to ensure that Edo State is a safe haven, both for those who want to come and invest and those who are residents here. He has said that today now we have a command and control center in Edo State, 731 and 121. When you call the number, they respond to you anytime you can try it anywhere it's established. We have a control room where you can see different places in Edo State, where you can say, okay, this is a camera CCTV watching major junctions in Edo State. He has said that we expand that, we build it across the state to ensure that there's the man has traveled that far. What does that tell you? The man understands international best practices. That is to say, the way policing is being done in other countries, in Europe and America, he will try to indoctrinate and he will try to institute it down in those states. The man is very practical about security. Right. That is the first thing that is dear to his heart. And after that, he talks about the economic prosperity, where he said he will return Edo State to the food basket of the South Nigeria by ensuring that there are farm settlements across the space. He will ensure that families, these subsidies, will go straight to commercial, and we are targeting food crop. Because this governor that's on ground has done a lot in terms of cash crop production by oil palm. Before Obaski became governor, oil palm, Edo State was the 6th largest producer of oil palm, but today we are the first. We now have a mighty rubber reserve, rubber plantation. We have numerous, 9 farms, saddle farms, all those farms planting oil palms to ensure we're able to build the investment base in Edo State. I can tell you very clearly that the people of Edo State, they know what the issues are. Gone are those days when you vote for a party not knowing what the candidate is. Gone are those days when you vote for pedestrian settlements. Gone are those, see, no matter how bad the situation is, it can be made worse. As you are buying fuel for 1, 2, don't think that's the last price. Fuel can hit 3,000. And Nigeria, having crude oil here, can be the place who has the highest fuel price, pump price in the whole of West Africa. So do not say you want to vote for president. But the fact that APC has given you rice, or they're giving you cloth, or they're giving you material, you now say you want to now stick your neck to vote for them. After you collect that rice, yes, collect your rice. It's rice that was shared for palliative. Because recently they said 1,200 bags was given to every minister. Collect your rice. collect your material, and vote the man that can do the job.
All right.
Because when that rice finishes, we need more money to go back to the market.
All right. So your party is all certain, all sure
My
of
party,
winning
my
this
party
election.
is sure. We have put the man and resource on ground. We have campaigned. We brought our best foot forward. We brought a man that had competence and character. We brought a man from EDO Central, and we have done the job. We have a predecessor who could look back and say, Ogbasky has done well. We have an antecedent of prosperity and victory. And I can tell you that there's nothing will stop the People's Democratic Party from creating the ticket. And all I want the people to know is to come out and vote.
All right.
That is the only obligation.
Before
when
we
they
go,
vote and they defend their vote meritoriously.
Before we go,
Yes.
what if peradventure you lose? What then?
The chances are they are practically not there. The chances are who exactly is winning. Labour Party didn't start today. Labour Party has been there since 1999. What only happened was a man who had the competence, the unique combination of competence and character who came for the national, and people rallied with them. That's what I'm telling them now. Peter Obi is not the ballot. Peter Obi can go to NNPP tomorrow. He can return back to PDP where he came from. Peter Obi is our product. That does not mean you now go and vote for a man, go and waste your vote. Because that vote to largest when you go and vote for Labour Party does not fly. It's a waste of vote because the man cannot win. Everybody has seen that Labour Party can't go anywhere. How can you be a government and only popular in 10 local governments only to go back when you need to have no less, you need to win no less than 25% in 12 states? Only parties that are on ground, People's Democratic Party and APC, can achieve 25% in no less than 12 states. And the APC, the candidate brought the APC, is a pure liability. It's a disadvantage to the party. It's a flat tire. It can't fly. So that's why there's no contemplation on who is going to become the next governor of those states. It is Asue Ighodalo. The man has the competence, he has the capacity, and he has put in the work. And those people will come out, they will vote. What is out there now is the church of rigging. That they will bring out their boys, they will bring out their thugs, they will release the lions and tigers, they will bully the people to submission, and they will try to emancipate their collective decision. But the people, Edo people is known for resistance. Edo people is known for standing by their votes. Edo people will defend their mandate and they will stand strong on that day. And on September 21st, once they have voted, they should stand with their vote. They should decide that, yes, this is who I voted for. See that the vote is counted for the polling unit, follow it down to the world, and ensure that nobody truncates the divine mandate of Asue Ighodalo.
All right, thank you so much, Shadrach. You've spoken at length.